There's no doubt that WordPress is the most popular content management system on the internet, and the main reason for that is the fact that not just developers but end users can easily code their own themes and plugins if they choose. But that very strength is also its main weakness, and that has to do with amateurs coding WordPress themes and plugins who have little or no knowledge of what it takes to write secure code. This is the reason that WordPress sites are prime targets for hackers, which in 2015 led the FBI to create a public service announcement warning that a large number of WordPress sites were being exploited and compromised through plugin vulnerabilities, not just by hacktivists, but by terrorists as well. Coming from a background as a mainframe computer programmer, I have often been shocked by some of the sloppy code I've seen, even in popular WordPress themes and plugins. This is why you see constant updates being released, not just in themes and plugins, but in the WordPress core code itself, in an attempt to plug up all the holes. It is through these holes, technically known as vulnerabilities, that hackers use exploits that can damage our sites. Once you understand that exploits are the #1 method used by hackers that make up 92% of all direct hacking attacks, you will realize the seriousness of this problem. Currently, our only options for securing our sites have been to build massive and complex firewalls, which bring their own accessibility problems, in combination with existing WordPress security plugins. But not only have those options been extremely complex for the average user to install, they have been largely ineffective as websites, especially WordPress websites, continue to get hacked regularly. Now, you may be thinking that you don't need any security against these exploits because professional hackers are only interested in going after the big fish, like governments, credit cards, and banking sites. And you'd be right. But what you might not realize is that the vast majority of hackers are not pros, but script kiddies. That's right, the vast majority of websites are hacked by low-life goofballs with no knowledge of how to hack anything, never mind a website. But the problem is, they don't have to know anything. All they have to do is to download a script from the hundreds available on as many hacking script sites, run it, and the damage is done. No expert knowledge is required, which is why these half-baked wannabe hackers are known as script kiddies. And the bots they execute simply scan the internet looking for sites with vulnerabilities, especially your WordPress sites, which are full of security holes. These bots don't know or care if your site is large or small, or if your site is a business or a personal site. That's why no website on the planet is safe from being hacked. Now, while it's not bad enough that some of these scripts hacked your site by replacing your content with images like this, worse yet are the sneaky scripts that inject malicious code into your site without your knowledge and then does the damage over time, until one day you log into your site and receive something that looks like this. That means that Google has now identified you as one of the bad guys, and now your job is to try to find out how they hacked into your site so you can close up the hole, then restore your site and try to explain what happened to Google so they will begin indexing your site again. That's no fun, but there is a possible solution. The fact is that exploits, the most common form of hacking, are only effective if your site has vulnerabilities. So why not build a site that has no vulnerabilities? Well, while that's a difficult task regardless of what CMS platform you use, with WordPress and all its vulnerabilities, it's virtually impossible. But now, thanks to a WordPress plugin developed by Chris Hitman and Michael Thomas, we have a way to stop script kiddie exploits before they've had the chance to attack the vulnerabilities inherent in our WordPress sites. Over the past year, they've been testing their plugin, WP Site Guardian, and none of their sites have been hacked, while the same cannot be said for WordPress sites that have been running any of the common WordPress security plugins, including both free and paid versions. As a matter of fact, when they tested the most popular and most trusted WordPress security plugins, they not only found that none of them were able to stop a hack attack, but they actually identified vulnerabilities in the so-called security plugins themselves. And while this may be hard to believe, seeing is believing. And what you're about to see right now is a video clip of Michael Thomas hacking a live WordPress site to compare the effectiveness of his WP Site Guardian to some of the most popular WordPress security plugins. Let's check it out.
As you can see, this is a brand new site running the latest version of WordPress. I also have some of the best security plugins installed. I've got Bulletproof Security, WordFence, and Acunetics WP Security. These are all configured as per their best practices, and they're all set up and ready to go. Now, I'm just going to switch over to a different browser. So this is another browser here, and as you can see, I'm logged out on this one. I'm just going to refresh the page and make sure everything looks fine. So there goes the page refreshing, and it all looks great. Now, there is a vulnerability on this site. It's a very well-known one, so there should be no reason why these security products should have any trouble in protecting against it. I'm going to go ahead and download it now. Okay, I'm back again. I've downloaded it from a vulnerability site just like this one. Now I'm just going to scroll down on this post, and I'm going to paste the exploit into the comment field. I'm going to pop in a name, hacker, an email, hacker@hacked.me, and a website, hacked.me. Then I'll click on post comment. And now, as you can see, this website has been replaced with this. Now, as a hacker, I can display whatever content I want on this site. It could be a hacktivism page, a fake shopping site, an attack page which installs password stealing malware, and so on and so on. So all it really takes is one badly written theme, plugin, or one bad update, and your site is wide open to this kind of hacking, and you will never know what caused it. This is why we developed WP Site Guardian. It's a securely coded plugin that detects intruders. So now, if a hacker attempts to deploy an exploit like this one, they'll get blocked and you'll get notified. Let me show you. So here is our site again. I've just spent some time cleaning up after the hack. In actual fact, I had to restore from a backup. It took quite some time. Now I'm just going to enable WP Site Guardian, which is very simple to enable, as you can see. There are some advanced settings you can play with, which are covered in the video tutorials. But for now, I'm just going to run with the default settings, and we'll try that exploit again. So I'm just going to click on Enabled Most Sites and Save Changes. And we're protected. Now I'm going to switch back to our previous browser. I'm just going to refresh that because I've removed the hack. And now I'm going to paste that exploit back in again, and we're going to click on Post Comment. Now, as you can see, I've now just been banned because the exploit was so severe that WP Site Guardian blocked my IP address. So, as a hacker, I can no longer attack this site, and the site is well protected. It's done its job, and it's blocked the attack perfectly. Now, I'm quite lucky in that I'm actually left logged in on this site over here, so I can have a look through even though my IP has been blocked from the outside. Now I'm going to scroll on down, and you can see we've got this hack attempt log here. Now this log keeps track of all of the potential attacks that happen against the site, so that you can have a look through and see what's happening. Now at the same time, you're also going to receive an email notification to tell you about any potential attacks against your site, so that if your site comes under heavy attack, you can take proactive measures to combat it.
The cold hard facts are that even though exploits make up 92% of direct attacks on WordPress, none of the following plugins tested were able to protect against them. My bottom line is that WP Site Guardian not only protects against existing exploits, but future exploits by detecting attack signatures. As further protection, WP Site Guard provides you with real-time intrusion alerts, which gives you time to either update or remove the problem plugin or theme. As far as I'm concerned, installing a product like this on your site is a no-brainer, and with its simple 2-click setup, it's much easier to install than the complicated existing security plugins. Once activated, WordPress Site Guardian does all the hard work for you, while you can just get back to the business of doing business. So if you're interested in not logging into your sites one day just to find them hacked, I strongly suggest you secure your web properties today by picking up a copy of WP Site Guardian. Now, if you'd like to try the plugin for yourself, taking advantage of the 30-day money-back guarantee, simply click the button below to get started. Or if you prefer, we'd be happy to offer you a free WordPress website security audit so you can see for yourself whether or not your WordPress site has any vulnerabilities you should be worried about. You can request your free audit today by sending an email to info@tigermixmedia.com using the subject line Free WordPress Website Security Audit. Inside the email, be sure to include the URL of the site you'd like audited, and we will get back to you ASAP. Thank you for taking the time to check out my review. I hope you found it useful, and I hope to see you on the next one.